It's a dangerous time to be a soldier in the British Army. 383 men have been killed in Afghanistan and over 2,000 have been seriously injured. And yet thousands of men across the UK want to join the army and fight for their country. This documentary tells a story of a schoolboy to a soldier facing frontline combat in Helmand.
I joined at the age of 16, trained at Harrogate Army College. I kind of always wanted to join the army. I needed to grow up, get life experience.
He had the thing about guns, even from a young age. It was every toy was, can I have a gun? That's all he ever said. And I said when he was little, he's either going to be a mass murderer or he's going to join the army. It had to be one or the other. Glad it was the army. But, well, no, I'm not glad it was the army. I don't want to be a mass murderer either. No.
Today's aim of the operation in the province at the moment is to clear, hold and build, to capture land from the Taliban, control it and begin reconstruction there. But what exactly does army life involve?
Daily routine in Afghanistan varies. You have the standard operating procedures such as foot patrols, vehicle patrols, but one day you could be called out for an IED, improvised explosive device, and have to conduct the 4 C's: confirm, clear, cordon, control. I've done the first aid on wounded SAS soldiers, from frag wounds to gunshots. I've fired my weapon system. I've escorted David Cameron and drove our heavily armed vehicle for him.
My first responsibility is to protect and defend our troops and make sure they've got everything that they need out here in Afghanistan.
Day to day, these young men face unimaginable sights and have to cope at it alone. But what is the hardest thing about Afghanistan?
Hardest thing is the difference in people. Out there, though, the majority is wife kids. At 19, I'm the youngest person out in Kabul. The next age is 23. They've got houses, wives, kids, long-time girlfriends. A lot of them are going back to propose after this tour. Fatigue also sets in. You are working 6 months straight in a hostile environment, no days off. You've seen dead bodies, shot at people, doing things that normal people don't do.
When some soldiers return home, they are unable to cope with the change of day-to-day routines.
You build up anger. I've even snapped at 2 of my colleagues for some silly reason.
So how do the army deal with these regular problems? This is where decompression in Cyprus comes in.
You stay there a day before you return to the UK. You get given some alcohol and you're supposed to relieve yourself. What happens on Cyprus stays on Cyprus as long as it's within grounds.
More and more young people are joining the army each year. Lee offers his advice for these young men.
Advice would be, do not let the army career people bully you into a job. There are jobs that are undemanded and they'll try and get you in it, which equals bonus for them. Confirm with yourself carefully on what you want to do. Concentrate on fitness and be prepared for a lot of bullshit before you can get to your unit, and that could be a while. You're not in the army unit, you are in an operating unit. If you can't handle being away from home, fitness levels and depending on dangerous situations, then I'd say not to join the army.
Some soldiers briefly sum up their overall experience in Afghanistan.
I would love to go back to Afghanistan because, that's what soldiering and being a soldier is all about. Find it a little bit hard, yeah. We all got feelings. Just because I'm a soldier doesn't mean I ain't got no feelings, but yeah.
Was it worth it? Yes. Is it worth the human life? That will have to wait to see what happens in 25 years, because it's all still too raw right now to answer that question.
There's little chance that the US will declare war in Afghanistan as a failure. Afghanistan shows little progress and it costs lives of many. 10 years after 9/11, with hundreds of billions of dollars spent, thousands of lives lost and immense goodwill squandered, has the war really achieved anything? With the death of bin Laden earlier this year, more and more people are calling for withdrawal from Afghanistan. But only time will tell whether this will happen.